Hi, everyone. So I'm Amber Trice. I'm going to be talking you through my final project. It's a blog. I titled it Women in Milwaukee, and I added a few posts to it. So I decided to do my project on two local women who empower me. And I kind of based this off the quote, empowered women empower women. And I wanted to bring light to our local empowering women of Milwaukee. So my project addresses two different things. Um, First, how women of color are not being represented in yoga studios across the nation, and second, the importance of diversity in political positions. So, first, I decided to take two women who are making a change in Milwaukee. Joanna Brooks. She is a yoga instructor who is making yoga more accessible to poorer communities in Milwaukee. And she is especially important because yoga is predominantly white, especially in the U.S. And she is bringing affordable yoga studio to predominantly non-white areas. I met Joanna, I think, less than a year ago. She was actually my yoga instructor at a different studio. And when she invited me to visit her new studio, she told me all about the project I wrote in here, the Sherman Phoenix project. It's the building where she's located now. The Sherman Phoenix is an entire building that was created to help entrepreneurs in the poorer community. It's based off, it's in the north side of Milwaukee, and it's for entrepreneurs of color. Right now, there are 12 different entrepreneurs and their businesses located in it, but it is still growing. This was just when I was there in November, like right after it opened. But what specifically that Joanna is doing is her studio is there, and it's actually I think the least expensive from all that I've seen for yoga studios. She makes it very affordable, and what's really great about Joanna is she started with nothing, and she's still making this affordable for people. With the help of Sherman Phoenix and with the help of the community, because they wanted and they advocated for this Sherman Phoenix building, and it's meant to help the community. So you can read more about that on here. Also, I have a little link about everything that Sherman Milwaukee Project stands for, and it's really interesting. And we'll go to the next person that I wrote about. Her name is Danielle Shelton. So Danielle Shelton, I met while her daughter was campaigning for her in Shorewood, and then I eventually met up with Danielle actually. But not I really wanted to include I really want to include Danielle into this because of what she stands for, not even just politically, but as a person. She is an empowering woman, one of the most empowering women that I've met. So I really wanted her to be like the main topic of this blog. So I started off writing about her. She was raised by a poor single woman in the north side of Milwaukee. She is also a single mother of two. She put herself through undergrad at UWM and law school. She literally went through so many hardships, and she fought through, and now she is up for election, and she could possibly be the circuit court judge for the county of Milwaukee, which is really amazing thinking about where she started from. Someone who graduated from MPS, stayed in Milwaukee for undergrad and for law school, never left. Like there is no candidate more perfect than her to represent the city of Milwaukee. She's been here her whole life. She knows the city, and she advocates for like a safer city, and she also stands for poor people and single mothers and non-white communities. So this is also a very interesting read. I also linked her campaign, her Facebook page campaign, so you can like that and follow that. She's really active on Facebook, so it's really interesting. You can see everything she's doing. She's very involved with the community. You should definitely check that out. So one thing really important that I think needs to be included and why this is such an important topic is with Daniel Shelton, uh, the Milwaukee, so there are 47 Milwaukee Circuit Court judges, and in the 90s, there were only 5 of the 47 that were women. So 42 men represented circuit court judges in Milwaukee. And right now, there are actually 20 women to 27 men representing circuit court judges for the county of Milwaukee. So I think it's important to include that this is steps towards getting out of oppression because women are getting political power and political positions, and it's possible by the end of Danielle's campaign and at the end of the April election that women could take the majority for the first time in any circuit court history, and they might have more women than men as circuit court judges in Milwaukee, which is huge. For my project is obviously a blog. Um, the reason I wanted to use a blog was I felt like it was more engaging with the audience, which hopefully that's what I got with hopefully that's what the audience gets with what I wrote. It was a struggle for me though, I must say, because a blog is so public, I didn't want to include anything that was super biased or too political or anything controversial. I just wanted it to be straight and to the point and only emphasize on what makes these women empowering. So I did write in here, Daniel Shelton has my vote. Does she have yours? I know that's very biased, but I think I was trying to focus mostly on the empowerment of Daniel Shelton, not, oh, is she a Republican? Is she a Democrat? What are her policies? No, I just want a good representative. It doesn't matter what political party she stands with. I want someone that is going to do well as a circuit court judge in our county and will make things better. So that's why I included her in here. But anyways, the whole reason I wrote about the blog, I wrote as a blog, was to be clear and concise. And I did have some issues with this certain website, so I made it through Wix, the free blogging site, but they had more control over the blog than I did. I edited most of the header, but I couldn't really change fonts. I made the little Wisconsin picture, so I didn't have any copyright issues. My cover photo for my article titled "Why Milwaukee Needs Daniel Shelton." I couldn't change the cover photo, so it just stretched out my super small picture. Okay, where was I? Oh, issues I had with this blog. Just with this specific website, if I could do the project again, I would hopefully find a better platform to create a blog off of. There aren't many free ones, but if you're really going to be getting into blogging as a hobby or as a job, this is not a website I would suggest by any means. You don't have a lot of flexibility over your own blog, so it's definitely a downfall. But a reflection of the overall project, I did really enjoy it. I did choose 2 women that I can most easily relate to and who I actually know personally. So it came with ease, and I'm majoring in political science, so I'm very interested in politics. I'm pre-law, so writing about Danielle Shelton was easy. Writing about my own yoga instructor was very easy. Writing about women empowering women is easy. It's something that I'm always for. And honestly, I hope someday soon I will be as empowering as these 2 women that I wrote about. And they're kind of like my role models as who I want to be and how I want to empower women too. So I think it's very important. And this project altogether, I think I am interested in keeping up with a blog. I created this little politics tab, and keeping up on politics with a blog would not only help me and keep me in line and keep me up to date on everything. I think if anyone were to read it, it also helped them because I kind of simplify everything and I can explain what circuit court judge is to someone who doesn't know anything about Milwaukee County and understand that there's 47 different circuit court judges here. I think a political blog, I know there are already plenty, but a political blog that isn't too over someone's head, an easy read would be pretty important and useful. And I feel like I could really get into that as long as I up my